she was not a fan of the queso or the cheese dip, as we call it, but it's pretty good. I will vouch for it. But hey, our next speaker is actually going to talk about Mexico and what it's like to come from there. So Melissa.
Thank you. Yeah. So, I am Melissa, as JP just said, and my topic for today is my beautiful country, Mexico. So, I decided to choose this topic today because I know Mexico is a pretty famous country in the world, but maybe not because of the things we would like to be famous for. So I'm here today to break a little the stereotypes you get from Mexico from watching movies and hearing the news and talk about some other stuff that is cool. So I was born in this city here. You can see this point here, and you can have a close-up. My city in the red dot is called La Paz. It is a really small city in the north of Mexico, and right now I'm living here. I mean, not right now I'm in Germany, but when I'm in Mexico, I'm living there. So you also have to take into account that my experience in Mexico might be a little bit different from other people, for say, living in Mexico City over here, or other places, Monterrey. But I try to be inclusive with all the cities because I have traveled also. So for talking about Mexico and the differences between other countries, I would like to present a little things that I find different in my daily routine when I'm in Mexico. So first of all, we will start our day very early because it is usual to start your day like at 7 a.m. if you go to university or to jobs. And well, it's pretty early for people here. Even here, when I wake up at 8:30, it's early. So yeah, well, and after having like a big breakfast, then I will have to set off the alarm because we put these alarm systems in a house to keep safe at night. After that, we will have to decide if we want to get to our job, school, whatever, either walking by car or public transport. So if we decide to go walking, this is a little bit how some of the streets in Mexico look like, not all of them, but you can see there is a park there standing and there is some like stores, so there is not pretty much a place for people to walk, but you can manage with some experience. And also, if you want to take the public transport, it is not like here in Germany that is, the station is so pretty and you have all the information in here. You will have to be in the station and wait for, you don't know how much time. It could be 1 minute, it could be 30 minutes, you never know. So people, when they have the chance not to, they don't use it. But unfortunately, in Mexico, there is a lot of people who don't earn enough money like to have a car, so they have to do it. And also, like, there is places that are not even stations, but the bus stops there for some reason, so people can also wait there. And finally, if we get to use our cars, we can also find these holes in the streets, and you will also have to be careful besides of the people, the other cars, the motorcycles that are a little bit crazy there, of the holes. And if you run to a hole, you might get a flat tire or something else. So maybe you will get late to school and people will understand it because it's Mexico, we're not so punctual. But I think it's because of this, because something may happen in your way and you might be like 10 or 15 minutes late. So it's not a big problem anyways. This is blank, yeah. So this is the time when I'm in school thinking about other things, and after I go to school, then I will get hungry at the end. I will go to my place, have some meal, and after that I will go back to school, like to finish some projects or homeworks. And if I run into my friends, then they will tell me like, let's go out at night or do something. Even if it's Wednesday, it doesn't matter. We also have things open even after 7 a.m., not like here. And well, if I want to do that, then I will probably call an Uber. Uber there is not so expensive like here. And like to get into my friend's house, then I will have to get into this place that is, this is where the security guards are. They check your ID and all your information so that you can go inside. We have a lot of security going on, also when you can afford it. And after partying, then it will be like, I don't know, 2 a.m. something. Then we will be hungry again. We're always hungry. And then we will look for some food. But it is not a problem because even if it's the middle of the night, you can find these places where you can get tacos for like 10 pesos, which could be like 50 cents in euros. Yeah. And after that I presented this daily routine that I have, you may be wondering, why is it so different from here? So first thing that I want to make clear, many people when they think of Mexico, they think of people like this, like holding guns, being narcos, but it is not something you see on your daily life, actually. We do have a lot of things going on with narcos, but they are not things that you usually see, and if you get to witness something related to this, it is actually weird, at least in the big cities. Maybe there are some small cities that are more risky, but they are not touristic places. You might never go there. I mean, you might never heard of them like to go. So I think will not be a problem if you ever get there. What I think that the threats are in Mexico is actually that we have a lot of robbery. I mean, people want to steal from you. And I think this is because, well, as I explained, people get really low salaries, low wages. So they may want to steal from you so that they can earn more money than what they actually do. And the other disappointing thing is that we also have a lot of sexual aggression in Mexico going on. So it is a problem. We have a lot of rapes. But what I can advise to you so that you avoid these things and that we are always doing and we are so used to is that you're always taking care of your belongings. If you're walking, you will walk like this, like having your purse in the front so that you can know all your stuff is there. If you're a guy, then make sure your wallet or your phone is someplace safe. Also, if you leave your house, you will get your laptop to be in a safe place, lock it, put the alarm system. If you park your car, you also don't leave your cell phone or a cable there because people might think you have something there and break your window or something. And also try to never be alone and walk alone at night if you're in Mexico because, well, if you do this, it will save you a lot of problems. Like most robberies or assaults, they happen at night. And especially if you're a woman, you should avoid being walking alone. And as I said, we are very used to these behaviors to avoid having some bad time. We're actually so used. I mean, even me that I'm right here in Germany, when I'm walking, I'm always looking behind so that I don't know that nobody's there following me, or I'm always making sure that my wallet and my phone is there every like 5 minutes. And I know it's not necessary, but this is what we're used to. And also another thing that makes a big difference in Mexico is that public systems are not reliable. As I already mentioned, like the transport system, that you never can know when are you going to get to some place. We also get the streets and other structure in our cities that are not so good. And also, if you want to contact the police, it is hard to get them to listen to you. And finally, also the healthcare system is not so good. So if you're sick and you go to the public healthcare system, they might make you wait for like 1 or 2 months to get an appointment. So as you can see, we have to rely on ourselves for so many things that we might do some crazy stuff, like going to these pharmacies. It's not moving. Yeah. To these pharmacies when we're sick, which make no sense because it is a guy dressed as a doctor who is fat and old and doesn't have hair. But people actually go there because they check you for like 2 or 3 euros and you can get some pills. And well, if you're not dying, if it's not urgent, then you can actually go there and then feel better. And now, talking about the good things in Mexico, of course, the food is something really important for us. And in the pictures above, you can see what places which are not Mexico sell for Mexican food. So you can see burritos. Actually, burritos, they don't exist in all Mexico, only in the north, some places, and they will look like this. So they're not like this amazing. They might taste better, but they don't have a lot of things like chicken and rice and salsa, I don't know, like a lot of things. They're just this. And tacos, they are not like hard shell, they are soft, they are small, they put a lot of spicy sauce. And we also have quesadillas. For this, the most important thing, and also for the tacos, is that we use like a white corn tortilla, which I haven't seen here, but it's different, it has a different flavor. But it's not all about that. If you eat like a regular home meal, it will look something like this. We also always have tortillas, we have a lot of rice and beans, and we also always put salsa to everything, although there's spicy stuff. And this is a homemade salsa, it's not like the ones in the bottles. And yeah, we also have like a wide variety of dishes. It is even declared a World Heritage by UNESCO since like 8 years ago. And you can see we don't only have those things, we also have bread, we have seafood, this is a potato, and some other things. And also we get a lot of street food, which is really good. And what is strange for other people is that we put lemon and chili on everything, even if it's, I don't know, fruits, even if it's chips or even beer. But it's quite good. And this is the food from my home city. This is what we will get instead of the fish market here after partying. It's like a hot dog, but in a special way. And we have a lot of seafood because we're so near to the beach. Like here is ceviche, fish tacos, and this is also marlin. I don't know the translation for that. The same, marlin. And also, another thing that I love about Mexico are the Mexican parties. As you can see here, festivals, not just parties. This is not in my house or something. These are like on the streets. And as you can see, they're really huge. They are really alive. They have a lot of color, a lot of music and other stuff. Like you can see here for the 2nd of November, the Day of the Dead. We also have some like lights festival and some other things like similar to carnivals in Brazil. We also call them carnivals in some places, like in La Paz, where I'm from. And we also have like dances and many food. And for last, this is not working well. We have a lot of wide variety in nature too. You can find from beaches to rivers to waterfalls. We can also find like forests, mountains, a lot of different things in Mexico, and I love traveling there because you get so close to nature. And here is like not nature, but it is a river where they have, this is called chalupas, yeah, in Mexico City. And well, you can see there is a lot of life in Mexico. And finally, I got some pictures from my own gallery so that you can see they are not taken from internet, everything. I have seen a lot of cool places there. And well, also, what I wanted to take from this presentation is that from being a Mexican, I have learned that even not everything is perfect all the time, and many things are not perfect. You can also always have a good time and enjoy the good things that you already have. And also, like my other mates from the presentation, they have also mentioned this thing that is important to always have a good face and a good attitude towards life. So thank you, and that's it for me.
Thank you, Melissa, for presenting this.